Hi my beautiful people, you are welcome back to Physique Fashioners channel. My name is Fola. We appreciate as many that has been subscribing to this channel. It goes a long way. Thank you very much. And if you have not subscribed, do well to subscribe today. Thank you. Today we'll be learning how to make this trendy Gigot sleeve. Let's go. So to make both sleeve, you will need just like 1 yard of your fabric. So I'll be using this bridal satin for this video, and I've gone ahead and used paper stay. I've gone paper stay on it. So the first thing we have to consider, this is the lining I'll be using. You need your lining the same size of your fabric. I'll be using these bodice as an illustration. So we're going to first of all measure what we are having here. But to fold your fabric, what you need is the upper arm circumference of your client. And the upper arm circumference of my client is 14 inches. So I divide 14 inches by 2. It gives me 7. So that's 7 inches. We go ahead. If I'm making normal basic sleeve, I will fold it with that 7 inches. I'll just add a 1 inch seam allowance. But for this, I will go ahead and multiply that 7 inches by either 2 inches or 2.5 or 3 inches. So you are good to multiply it with either of those three number. 2 inches, 2.5 or 3 inches. So for me, I will be multiplying that 7 inches by 2.5. So if I multiply 7 inches by 2.5, it gives me 17 inches. So I will be folding my fabric into, I will use 17 inches to fold this fabric. Here I have like 16 inches. So I'm still good to go with it. And to consider I will consider the height I'll be using. So the height I'll be using like 16 inches as well. So I'll just mark that 16 inches and cut it out. So after getting the length and breadth of your sleeve, of the material you're using for your sleeve, for me here I'm using 16 by 16. You can use 15 by 15. So you go ahead and measure the armhole. So I measure my armhole circumference. You can measure it round, you can measure it on fold. So here I'm having 8 inches on fold. So now to draw out your armhole circumference now on the sleeve, you are good to multiply what you have here with 2 inches, 2.5 or 3 inches. For me, I choose 2.5 to multiply my armhole circumference to get it here. So if I multiply my 8 inches here with 2.5, it gives me 20 inches. So I will get 20 inches here by placing my tape measure this way. Yeah. This is 19 inches, so I can come down a bit to get my 20 inches. I'm good to go with this. So I'll cut it out. For this, you don't need to shape anything here because you are still going to gather this down part. So what I cut out here, I'm going to cut out the same thing with my lining. I'll cut my lining out the same way. Measure what we are having. are good to go with this. The next thing is to, you cut out your lining, you place your lining on it, you go and stitch it together, stitch it. So, and as you stitch it together, ensure that you want to gather it here now. You gather it to give you what you measure in your armhole circumference. You know, we measure 8 inches on fold, that will give you 16 inches. So what you want to gather here now, you are going to gather it to give you like a 17 to 18 inches. You know, you need to consider your seam, your joining allowance by the side. So we are going to gather it together to give us something 18 inches. So we are going to use 2 inches to join it by here, or we use 1 inch. That's why I say we gather 17 to 18 inches. As you gather it up here to give you that 17 to 18 inches, you will gather it here to give you the measurements. You know, we told you that upper arm circumference we are working with is 14 inches. So the before the elbow of the person we are working with is 13 inches. So we want to gather this place to give us 14 to 15 inches. That is all we are going to gather this place to give us. So because that is where we'll be joining the pencil part with. I've gone ahead to gather the ruffle up here, and I want to measure it so we see what we are having here now. Just place it on fold to check what you are having. So if it's more than what you have, you fasten it the more. Measuring it on foot, so, and I'm having like 8.5. You know, we're looking for 8 inches. The remaining half will be used to join the side. So the next thing we want to do now is to gather the down part as well. I'll go ahead and stitch the down parts. I'll just gather it to get that 15 inches. That this down part we need 13 inches, but we are going to gather like 14 to 15 inches here because of the joining allowance. So here we are now. I've gathered the down parts. We are told we are looking for like 14 to 15 inches. So here we have our 14 inches here now. So all we need here is 13 inches, which is 6.5. So the remaining half will be used for the joining, side joining. And mind you, before I start my gathering the ruffle, I leave like 2 to 3 inches at each side. I leave like 2 to 3 inches. I do the same thing down here. So the gathering is not starting from the very beginning here. So the next thing we want to do now is to cut out the pencil part of it. I've cut out this. It is 10 inches. By the time you fold it in, it will give you 5 inches. So and then we want to cut the one that will fit in here now. We are having, when we measure this without folding it, we are having like 14 inches. 14 inches. So that is what we want to get here now. We're going to measure out 14 inches here as it is on fold like this. This is the 14 inches, and that 14 inches is needed here. Our arm is not the same size from up to down. As we have 13 inches here, by the time you get to around here, it will be reducing. You can see we have 10 inches here. So that is why we are going to shape this. So I'm going to place it on fold. This is a 7 inches, so I will reduce like 1.5 here. So I'll get 5.5 here. So because this place of mine is 10 inches, so half an inch has been added to it as a joining allowance. So which means this place will be joined to this part. So this is going to be the down part. So I want to go ahead and do that now. And to achieve that, the way I will be doing this part now, I want to do it in such a way that I want this to enter here. So you have to be creative in this area now. You know, the down part is not open. So now to insert this inside this one now, this is the way it's going to be done. You are going to place it in like this. So insert your hand to bring it out. Just like this. Then you begin to join it together. These three, this, and this. You begin to join it together on your machine with half an inch. You begin to join it together. It's not going to be easy, but you just make sure you are going that way. You ensure that you pick the three of them together. We're placing it this way till you get to the end. So after getting to the end, you turn it to the right place. Now I've finished joining it together here. So the next thing is for me to turn it to the right side. Here we are. So this is it here. I will just go ahead and remove this stitch that I used to gather the ruffle. So then the next thing that we do is that we cut out this mesh to join the down parts before I finally join the side together. So this one I want to do now to join the net is optional. You can choose to leave it this way. And I even want to tell you is because I was trying to manage the fabric. This part is always good you cut it out by 6 unfold. So you know I use 10, which amounts to 5 inches. So use 12, that will amount to 6 inches length. So before I join this one now, this one will be stopping by 3/4 length of your sleeve, but I want this sleeve to get to the wrist. So that's why I want to join this. And as it is in the tummy. So this is the way it's going to be measured now, because all this will be the starting point now. You know, it's becoming to be smaller as it is puffy now. So I just measure what I'm having here. I'm having like a 14.5 here. So, and the length I need is 23. So this one now, just if I deduct 14 from 23, it remains something like 9 inches. So I will cut 9 inches length to join this now, for it to give me the long sleeve length I need. You can choose to do this on fold. You can choose it single, but I will be using it on fold. I'll be cutting it out on fold. I've cut out the 2 mesh out, and then what we have here, we consider the measurement we have under here. We have like 12 inches here, so that is what we use and cut it out. This is 6 inches by 9, and the down part has been shaped. You know, our wrist is smaller as well, so I use 4 inches to cut out the wrist area, then I connect it. So I've held down this side of the sleeve. So the next thing is for me to just go ahead and join this. I will join this to this, but for this one I will just go ahead and join it together direct, just this way, because if you insert this in the net, it will be obvious, it will be showing through the net, so you don't need to do that. So I will just go ahead and join it together here, then I join the side, then our Gigot sleeve will be ready. Let me go and do that. Now I've gone ahead and join it here by the side of the sleeve with half an inch, and it's just for me to go and overlock it here now. So you can see the joining here, how everything is neat and beautiful. So this is the wrong side, let me turn it to the right side. So this is the right side. So the next thing is just for you to go and join it here to your top or your dress. Just go ahead and join it. This is the armhole. This is how it will stand. So I'm sure you have really enjoyed this video. So give it likes, drop your comments on the comment section, share with your friends, and subscribe to this channel. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video.